Hello out there. How's everybody doing? It's everybody's favorite conservative in New York, Christopher Wright. Here to present you with one of my infamous walk and talk videos. Remember, if you enjoy the content, please remember to like and subscribe and hit the little bell icon when you're finished. It'll be appreciated. Now, with that said, before I begin, I just want to say a quick shout out to all my subscribers out there. This past weekend, I hit the 10,000 mark for subscribers. I really appreciate it. I never thought when I started making videos I'd have this much support from so many people. When it comes to just presenting my message, man, when I did my first walkaway video, it was in hopes just to, get a few people to comment, a few views, and that'll be it. But never thought I'd be making a YouTube channel, be having this much support and go this far with it. So just truly appreciate it. I'm going to continue to present the truth with factual information the best that I can in my abilities to help me God, unlike the fake news media out there. So with that said, here we go. So what's today's talk going to be about? It's going to be about a situation that happened a few days ago, and it happened between them in DC, between the MAGA Teen and the DC Native American individual there. I want to speak on that subject. Okay, so first and foremost, when it comes to the matter, you had the kids that were from the Covington Catholic High School in Kentucky. They were in DC, just sort of out there for like a field trip kind of situation. And what happened was, you see the video being played, and you already saw the sides being laid out right as soon as the video came out, and all they showed was a little clip, and it showed the Native American gentleman beating on the drum with and staring down the young kid from the Catholic high school. And of course, the mainstream media got a hold of it, and they do what they do. They blew it up, said it was white supremacy, and they were blocking the individual from passing through, and they were mocking him and mocking his culture and his race and all this stuff. So they were going all the way left with it like they usually do. And recently they just got through the whole BuzzFeed situation, lying about the president. Somebody has more information about him when it comes to the whole Russia situation. That was all a lie. So this is like within 2 weeks they come with multiple lies, man. And so this is becoming a real serious issue. They're becoming an enemy of the people, the mainstream media. So I don't care what side you're on, like I said before, they are the enemy. So with that said, man, if you look at the whole video, because I wanted to do that before I came out and made a video, I wanted to wait a little bit of time, see the further video evidence, more footage from different angles and different perspectives and all that good stuff. And what they didn't show you in the mainstream media is the beginning of the video. It starts off with a group called the Black Hebrew Israelites. And some of you out there might not know who they are, but I do, especially being in New York City. They are all over the place. They'll be out in the sidewalk area, people passing by with a Bible, and they're yelling all kinds of rhetoric, a lot of hate speech, a lot of racial stuff, it's silly, man. And they're not even yelling just at white individuals. They yell at black people as well. Anybody they feel doesn't follow their narrative, they speak the hateful rhetoric towards. So if you look at the beginning of the video, it starts off with them, and they're talking to, let me switch hands here. And they're speaking with, not speaking, but they're yelling at those young kids from the Catholic high school, man, calling them, oh, you crackers, go back to Europe, and, just a bunch of hate speech towards them, man, and tell them, over and over again, to say, get back to Europe, and, you're not the original people here, you stole this land, all that crazy, you hear people talking about, like, that crazy stuff all the time, this Native American land, if that's the case, we need to go to Mexico and get back to the Aztecs, we need to go to all kinds of areas in the world what's been, lost to another civilization, and they now own the land. That's how the victor goes to spoils. That's how it goes, man. And that's what happened here in America. And I'm tired of talking about people, oh, this is native land and all that BS. So we know what that's all about. So the kids eventually, man, they got riled up a little bit, and they start seem hopping around and just chanting and like and just not saying nothing hateful, not saying nothing racial towards the group. The group was yelling at pure hate rhetoric towards them. And then you keep watching, and if you watch it, there's a couple of black kids that were even in the school, and they was calling those kids the N-word, and, throwing threats at them and all that crazy stuff. So, it's just, the left is so quick, the mainstream media, they call somebody a white supremacist group or a hateful group, and then when you look at the total picture, it's like the only people that are technically being hateful or saying hateful rhetoric was on the left, man. So they're acting a certain way towards these kids. And then this older Indian Native American gentleman, you see him walk up eventually. And, if you watch his interviews after the whole incident happened, he was telling all the press that he was just, standing there, being innocent, not doing anything. And, he was just trying to walk by, and they blocked him. And, he saw the infamous stare down situation. They said that was all just, them, trying to block him from spreading his message and all that stuff. And if you watch it, and then you see the video, and his point of view. But if you look deeper into the situation, I forgot the gentleman's name, the Native American gentleman, but he's done stuff like this multiple times in the past. So this guy has done things where he's, been involved in, just coming out and, making a supposed stand because he knows the mainstream media is going to come out and automatically side with his side. So I'm sure he made like a career almost off of doing stuff like this. So this is not his first rodeo. He's in a Skill Rex video as well, music video. He was at the start of the video. So this guy, he's known for this kind of actions, So this whole, they were blocking him and they approached him, it was all a lie. He approached them. He started beating on the drum. The kids start doing the little oh, like anybody who's an Atlanta Braves fan knows that's a chant that's been used in America from, the Marlins, Atlanta Braves, different sports teams. A lot of people do that chant. So it's not a racist thing. It's just something that they do with the culture. He was beating on the drum. They were kind of like, just doing a kind of chant along with it. And if you looked at it, not only were people from the school doing it, but people on the left were doing it as well. It was just, at the time it was like just not a big deal. And now to try to make it look like, that's hate speech and mocking and all that. Like, get out of here. So after that whole situation happens, eventually it splits apart, and because it was Native American, not just one older gentleman. There was a group of Native brown people there, of Native Americans that were with them, and they were the ones too as well, saying some hateful stuff to these young students, man. And all the students were doing was waiting for a bus so they can go back either to a hotel or head back to the state of Kentucky. So they weren't, they were standing there for a legitimate reason. And the media tries to make it look like they were just some white supremacist group being hateful, looking for people. It's like, they were looking for nobody, man. They were standing there, innocent children, and they were the ones who got criticized. And they were there for a pro-life march, man. So these guys are there for a march for life, So they're doing all the right things, man. But yet the media makes it seem like there's some kind of crazy white supremacist group. And I'm sick of the media twisting things around to push an agenda. And that's exactly what they were trying to do with this whole situation. So with that said, you look at also how the media portrayed it. Not just the media, you gotta look at even some YouTubers, man. Like you got that young man, Philip DeFranco, claims to be a libertarian, and he ended up siding on the left when it came to this matter and saying the kids were, mocking the opposition, mocking minorities and all that. So a lot of times I notice when you got people that claim to be libertarians or claim to be independents or whatever it may be, they usually lean left, and they're just afraid to call themselves Democrats or liberals because they're embarrassed by their party, and they should be, because their party is an embarrassment. I don't know what to say. So that's what we got with that situation. And if you look at the bigger picture, in my opinion, all this is just attacked on males, on masculinity, and white men as well. So they just getting attacked from all angles, man. And it's it's bringing it back to where we were. We're going back in time right now. And it's just the skin colors have flipped. Instead of the whites attacking the blacks with the racism, it's now you got blacks and brown people attacking white people over racist, beliefs. And guess who's behind it? The same party, the Democratic Party. Coincidence? I think not. So look at the bigger picture, man. And it's like, they're trying to compare it to like things that happened in the civil rights era. They're in that time with, sit-ins and all that, where blacks would sit in at restaurants and that were segregated, white only, and they would sit down and, they have pictures of groups of white men and women staring at them like give them that look like, get out of here kind of thing. And they try to compare it to that. It's like, come on, this is nowhere near the same thing. Those kids were doing nothing that was hateful. They weren't saying any racist things. They weren't doing anything. They were the ones who were innocent victims. And yet the media portrays them like, the white supremacist group. And I'm just getting tired of this happening over and over and over again with the media, man. And they keep doing it the same way, man. And they just want the people to fight amongst each other, order out of chaos kind of theory they got going on. And what we need to do is what I'm doing right now. You see me, my YouTube channel. I'm literally walking through neighborhoods just speaking truth and truthful news. And we, the people, need to be the news now. And we need to cut the mainstream media out of the picture because, as you can see, they chose their side, and it's anti-American. So us being pro-Americans, we need to come together, because you see it's an attack, especially on this masculinity in this country, man. You see the Gillette commercial, that craziness, which made it look like just being a regular everyday man is a problem. That's toxic. And that's what they do. They try to sneak in with a term. Oh, it's just toxic masculinity. We mean just a specific type of masculinity, like fathers and sons need to talk more, and that's toxic when they don't talk. But then they use it, now they're using it pretty much for being just a man. And, you know, I saw an article that said even me as a black man, being conservative, it was saying that heterosexual black male is the white man of the Democratic Party now. It's like, what are you guys talking about? Like, what kind of message is that? It makes absolutely no sense. But that's what they're trying to push, man. So, you know, being a heterosexual male in this country, they're trying to make it look bad and look like the enemy. And you see the people that are under attack, man, people that are doing the attacks, or, you know, you see like the black Hebrew Israelites, you see, you know, the Native American people are attacking, and you see the whites that are pretty much most of them white behind the mainstream media. So it's like, I just really totally don't understand what's going on, man. I do understand what's going on. It's the left, man. It's the Democratic Party. It's the mainstream media ran by mostly liberals, and it shows. So that's the message for today's Walk and Talk. I just want to talk about the stare down and my opinion on it. And again, those young kids, man, going to the Covington Catholic High School, man, you guys are in the right. Even though your school won't back you, and they come out and they're backing away and say, oh my gosh, it's not what we're about. They don't represent the school. Weakness. I'm tired of it. Conservatives, it's time for us to step up, have some backbone, and fight back. We can't fold every time the left comes with their fake news. We got to tell the truth, man. And the news knows what they're doing, man. And they're starting to realize that people are waking up to their BS. So they're pushing even harder now. They're doubling down. So it's time for us to fight back, and this is the best way we can do it. But it's doing what I'm doing, spreading the truth, spreading facts, and just amongst the people, man. We the people. So again, hope everybody enjoys the day. Hope everybody enjoyed the video. Of course, God bless everybody out there, and God bless America. Adios.